Okay, now we move on to the third checkpoint here. In third checkpoint, you must check the topic and main ideas of a passage. Almost all reading passages contain one question about either the topic or the main idea. This type of question is usually the first question about the whole passage, among the 8 to 11 questions, in one passage. So here, you should use the skimming and scanning strategies. Okay, to answer questions about the topic and the main ideas of a passage, follow these steps. Number 1, read the first several sentences for the topic and main ideas. Number 2, read the last sentences for the conclusion. Okay, just like what we had studied earlier. And the third one, skim the rest of the passage for the keywords and show the organization of the passage. Number 4, read the first question about the passage and answer it. And then, number 5, read the answer choices carefully. Eliminate any answers that are definitely wrong. Choose the best answer from the remaining options. Okay, so that's the step by steps. So here, the questions about main ideas are often worded as follows. First, the passage supports which of the following statements? Second one, which of the following assumptions is expressed in this passage? Okay, I will give you the example of the question and also the model of the text. Okay, let's read the question first. The first question is, what is the topic of this passage? Okay, what is the topic of this passage? So this question asks about topic. Okay, let's read the first several sentences. Okay, in the critical area of food production, new cooperative efforts in agricultural research and development are paying off. Okay, so that's the first sentence. And let's read the last sentence. Investigation of irrigation procedures, pest control, intercropping, and multi-cropping are several areas that are providing useful information for the world's farmer. Okay, so that's the first and the last sentence. Okay, let's read the answer choices. A, agricultural research and food production. B, farmers throughout the world. C, food scientists. D, investigation of irrigation procedures. So here, the correct answer is, according to the several sentences, in the first sentence, is A, agricultural research and food production. In the first sentence of this passage, the phrases food production and agricultural research and development give you this basic concept. Okay, so that's the first answer. Okay, so that's for topic and main idea. Just focus on the first several paragraphs and you will find the answer. And the fourth checkpoint, you must check the purpose and organizational patterns. The reading comprehension questions ask about the author's purpose for the passage or about the organization, how the author organizes the passage. Okay, the purpose of a passage is the reason the author wrote the passage. The organizational pattern of a reading passage is the way author arranges the information to carry out their purpose or intent. Purpose or intent in writing the passage. Okay, the example of the questions are like this. What is the purpose of this passage? The main purpose of this passage is to... What is the author's main purpose in the passage? Okay, so that's the examples. Those are the examples of purpose. Okay, so answer choices for the question are about purpose and organizational patterns require you, the test taker, to first distinguish between the overall purpose of a passage and specific parts of the passage, and then identify statements that are not true. Remember, identify statements that are not true about the passage or are too general for the purpose of a passage. The third, you must identify category words that restate the purpose of a passage, okay? That restate the category, what words that restate the purpose of a passage. Number 4, identify the organizational pattern of the passage by recognizing the relationships between points made in the passage. Yeah, so you need to relate. Yeah. Number 5, recognize signal words in the passage and identify the organizational patterns they represent. Okay, for example, here. Okay, number 1, what is the purpose of this passage? Okay, for model this question. The text is, okay, let's read number 1. The art of writing itself is a good example of what students of the past call independent invention, since systems of writing have evolved in isolation at different times in different parts of the world. Okay, so question number 1, what is the purpose of this passage? After reading the first sentence of the paragraph, let's see the answer choices. A, to show that writing is an example of independent invention. B, to explain the origin of writing. C, to describe two systems of writing. D, to compare writing in China and writing in Mesoamerica. Okay, so here, after reading the first several sentences, I think we can know that the answer is A, to show that writing is an example of independent invention. Yeah, the art of writing itself is a good example of what students of the past call independent invention. Okay, so the correct answer is A. Okay, so that's how you should do how to check purpose and organizational patterns. You need to know what is the purpose of the passage. Yeah, just like when you are trying to look for a main idea or a topic, you can also identify the purpose of a passage or the organizational patterns by reading the first several sentences.